Zavel get movement. תתקרבו. You sent out the PDFs?
Yeah, PDF is live. There you go.
Okay. Leil Shishi, Parshas Vayeshev, Tov Shin Pei Vov. This parsha is very loaded von alle Seiten. So first of all, Yosef has chaloimus. He has two dreams, and he's telling his brothers. His brothers become very jealous. But the Oviv Shomer Sadover, Yaakov Avinu, he was hoping that it comes true. Although he rebuked him, but Lamaisa, he was hoping it's going to come true. And it did at the end. But at one point, Yaakov Avinu says to his favorite son, to Yosef, close the door if you don't mind. Close the door, it's freezing. Oh, the doctor do. No, never too late. But there's something in the middle that may disturb.
Your time if I pass the camera, no?
You want to do one?
So Yaakov Avinu says to his son Yosef, Lech re'eh shlem achecho v'shlem atzoin. Go see how your brothers are doing, and see how the flock, the sheep, how they're doing. And Yosef, although he knew that his brothers were jealous of him, he knew the brothers hated him, but if the Tatat geheißen gain, his father, Papa said go, so you go. No questions. No questions asked. And Takalamaisa, when he got there, we all know the end of the story. His brothers, they were done him lemisa. They thought of bihalocha the ischayiv misa because of the dibur that he said and many other things. Because he told one of the things he told his father was nois maneim b'nois haaretz. So they figured if that's the case, he's probably choished b'chaveroi loike begufa shel choyre. He's probably that's his schwachkeit. How he's going to cut it? Like this? Oh.
Nice.
That's the tablecloths. Ja. Dat is schon offen. Yeah. So his brothers went ahead and they really wanted to kill him. But Reuben said, why kill him? Let's just throw him into the bor. And Rashi says, Abor reik, ein b'mayim, b'nechoshev akrabim yeshboi. Because he figured if Yosef is taka tzaddik, he'll be saved. And the Maisa taka, the Noshim and Akrabim, the snakes and the scorpions did not kill him.
Did not kill him?
No. Now, although we know, as Rashi says, that when you squeeze them, you put them into a corner, the snakes and the scorpions, they will bite. But Yosef was a tzaddik, and as we see many tzaddikim throughout the history, that the animals were scared of them, they weren't scared of the animals, as the Torah says in the beginning of the Parashat Bereshis, that the animals will fear mankind, but that's only when a person has a tzelem elokim. But if a person doesn't have a tzelem elokim, then they have control over you. So Lemaisa, they saw a band of Ishmaelim coming by, Soicherim, and they said, let's go sell him to the Ishmaelim. And Ishmaelim bought him, and they sold him to the Medonim. And the Medonim they were traveling down to Mitzrayim. They bought a slave for a good deal, good-looking guy, 17-year-old guy, full of energy. And they went down to Mitzrayim and they sold him to Potiphar. And Potiphar saw that Hashem itoi, Hashem is with him, and everything that he does is matzliach. So he put him in charge of his entire house. Says, it's all yours, you're in control of everything. Batishu Vatisa Eisha Zelena Besaneo. He was a 70-year-old good-looking guy, and she decided that she wants to seduce him. And the Medrash says, that she tried everything in the world. Yosef was a Shomer Enayim. They never looked up at her. So she took, first of all, she brought the clothing that she wore today, she didn't wear tomorrow. She wore during the day, she didn't wear it at night. She changed clothing all the time. She figured she'll attract him. But it didn't work. So she brought all the beautiful girls in Mitzrayim. They surrounded him. And she kicked. He was looking down. So she finally took a shatua shel barzel, says the Medrash. She took a spear, put it underneath his, that he should have to look up. Yet he never looked at her, closed his eyes. And then you see in Parshas Vaychi, when Yaakov Avinu gave the bracha to his children, to Yosef he said, Ben Poiras, Yosef Ben Poiras Alei Oyin. Alei Oyin darshan the Gemara Oilei Oyin. The Gemara says that, Yochai HaKadosh talks about it on the spot. It says that because Yosef was Shomer Enayim, therefore there was no Ayin Hara Shoylet on him or his descendants. The famous story in the Gemara that Rabbi Yochanan was a very beautiful looking man and used to sit Ashare Tvilis, that the women, when they go to the Tahara, they should look at him and they should have beautiful children like him. So someone said to him, you don't fear Ayin Hara? He said, Anu Mizara de Yosef Anu. I'm from Yosef's children, I watch my eyes. I'm not worried about Ayin Hara. Then there was a story with later on in the parsha with Tumar, with Yehuda. A lot of stuff going on this week. Okay, so let's see the first piece, very interesting. Tfer Shloimeh. Yaakov Avinu said to Yosef HaTzadik, Lech no, I'm begging you please, Lech no, please go, Re'eh Shleim Achecho, go see how your brothers are doing, V'Shleim Atzoin, V'Shiveni Dover. Come back and tell me what's going on. Hanirli lirmois bezeh at kama ha'odam tzorich lishmoi desatzmoi. How far a person should watch himself. About Yosem ovel v'dibo al chaveroi. Never to see anything bad by anyone, never to speak bad about a friend. Lakistakel b'malas chaveroi. Always look at the good side. Always look at his milas. V'yalim einim chesroinoi. If you see, if there is a chesoron, don't look at it. Don't see it. That's what the David Melech says in Tehillim. Miyav hishachov chaim. Who is the person who wants life? Oy have yomim, lirois toiv. You should see only good things. You should only see the good things in your friends. Watch, heed your tongue from speaking evil. Su mirava, say toiv. Do only toiv. If a person speaks bad about his friend, so he's bringing bad upon himself. You fall into the trap of the Yetzer Hara. See in the beginning of Bereshis over there. The Malachim said to the Eibishter, for mankind, you're creating a world for mankind, they're going to sin, they're going to do Averis. So the Eibishter said to the Malachim, if you would go down to the world, you would be worse than them. And Takalamai said they went down, they saw the Bnei Sa'orat, they saw the beautiful girls, and they fell in and they They were malachim in Shemayim. They fell. They saw the girls and they fell. Gambi Yeravam, Sheichich l'Shlomo Melech. So when Shlomo Melech built the beautiful palace for the daughter of the king of Egypt, of Mitzrayim, so Yeravam ben Nevat said Musa to Shlomo Melech. He said to him, your father opened 13 pyramids in the Chemesh Yishalayim that the Oiler Regolim should be able to come up. And you're busy building palaces for Dana. He had 700 wives and 300 concubines. So 300 Pelaction, yeah. They had 1,000 altogether. I don't know how you survived.
He's only 52.
What?
He died at 52.
Yeah, no wonder. But who are we to talk about? We to understand. So the Medrash says that he was answered in the Shemayim, said, you caught David HaMelech, you caught Shlomo with one thing, V'ato b'kamo. But you did many averis. Ve'enyinu ki mechemes ha'yetzer rabba hi ma'oid. The mechemes ha'yetzer hara, we all know, we all live in this generation, we all know the yetzer hara is so powerful. We all know the yetzer hara is relentless. Allah is evatan u'lerega. Doesn't abandon us for a second. And as the Gemara says, "V'lulei HaKadosh Baruch Hu oizro," if not for the fact that the Eibusha helps a man to overcome the yetzer hara, lo yochaloi. It's impossible to conquer. L'chein, im odem sape b'gnus chaveiroi. If a person speaks bad about someone else, v'dime b'nafsho, he thinks to himself, I'm greater than him. Ki hu batuach, he's sure in himself, not from pituya yetzer. L'chein HaKadosh Baruch Hu meiseh meno ha'ezer. So if you think you're so great, Ma'at of the Malachim who thought they were great, Hashem said, let's see you. Big shot. If you're going to refrain yourself from seeing bad things on your friends, then you can come to do good. See only the good things in your brothers. Don't look at their faults. Look at only the good things about them. So he brings a remes here, interesting. So the middle of tzoin is tzadik aleph. Tzadik aleph is remes liyichud havaya va'adnoi. Begemat is tzadik aleph. That's the tzadik aleph of the tzoin. In nun is remes lenun sharibino. Vashiveni dova, and you should do tshuva. So when Yaakov said to him, Vashiveni dova, come back and report back to me, he was maramas to Vashiveni dova, you have to do tshuva. Tachse b'tshuva la shepagamta, because he spoke the bosam ro, shevesa the bosam ro elavim. Ach toiv tire b'nei Yisrael tomer, you have to always see only the good in Yidden. Stick of the Imin Anoim, I never had a piece of Imin Anoim yet. It's Rameir al-Jikeve. The Pasha starts off, Vayeshev Yaakov be'ez megurei ovi be'ez kanon. Yesh lirmas kan neged elish mesparalim and mekayim mitzvahs beloi kavonas halev. There are people who do mitzvahs, they learn Torah, but it's all automatic. They don't feel the connection. They don't really feel the pneumius of it. Like mitzvahs are noshim bilimudo. I do this because my father did it, my grandfather did it. I do it because that's how I was taught, but it doesn't feel the pneumius. Without preparation. Me fällt rein in a Adaba and fällt rein in a Gemara, but no connection. V'derech zeh, sagt Imre Noyam, lo nechshav klal la'avoide. It's not called avodas Hashem. V'enim nikrom oivdei Hashem. Ki shomer Chazal, nochrim shebechutz loretz. Interesting Gemara. The Gemara said that the goyim who live in chutz loretz lav oivdei avodas zorehem, because they're in chutz loretz. And the minig of a saying b'yadeim, they do it because that's what they saw by their fathers. And the klotz is a klotz, and the getchke is a getchke, means nothing. So also the same thing is by us chas v'sholem, k'moy kein lahavdil b'nefesh Yisraeli. It may noise atzmai kli muchan b'dei shleimo. If a person doesn't prepare himself to be a vessel to receive the kedusha, u'bachonim u'sukenes and proper preparation, kodim kol dvar mitzvah. Before every mitzvah that he does, hem b'torah hem b'tfilah, whether it's learning Torah or davening, v'nechshav zois rak k'maise behema. Can you imagine? A person learned, sat on a blood Gemara, he davened the Shachris, maise behema, gonish. It's like the Balatanya says that a person puts on tefillin without machshava, it's like putting a stone on your head. Gonish. Not makayim the mitzvah b'chalal. If it's bli machshava, it's gonish. Moshe Peresh Adoni Ovi Moire V'Rabbi Harav HaKodesh Reb Lezer Medjikev Zechasir Aleinu Al HaPosuk Im Lo Yiseidi Loch HaYofa B'Nosh Posuk Nishya Hashirim Tziloch B'Ikvei HaTzoin Pirush Im Lo Yiseidi Loch, if you're going to do everything without da'as, and kolis yoscha ein b'da'as, you're doing it without machshava, azay ein cheshuvahi, it has no cheshivist. Ki im b'chinas tziloch b'ikvei hatzoin. It's like the sheep who follow one another. Following. You ever see a flock of sheep walking? One follows the other. And they follow the dog who walks in front. Ki misha oich ze masa v'seim b'yadayim. V'yadu ashi Yaakov. We know there's two madregas. There's Yaakov and Yisrael. Yaakov is Yud Ekev. Rem is madrega Pchuso. Loshen Ekev. Yisrael, Madrege Naala. V'zeh v'yoshev Yaakov, Madrege b'chusa be'ez megure Yoviv. Shemekayim ha-mitzvahs b'derech oiches masa v'oisa b'yodav. A person doesn't mitzvah all of it because that's what I saw by the Paul. That's what I was taught when I was a
two
cheder.
madreges. Is Yaakov and Yisrael. Yaakov is Yud Ekev.
So it's not
Then
considered
is
a good
madrege
mitzvah.
b'chusa.
Not considered
Loshen
good
Ekev.
mitzvah.
Yisrael,
Dort ein Geruah. Eretz.
Madrege Naala. V'zeh v'yoshev Yaakov, Madrege b'chusa be'ez megure Yoviv. Shemekayim ha-mitzvahs b'derech oiches masa v'oisa b'yodav. A person doesn't mitzvah all of it because that's what I saw by the Paul. Yaakov,
That's what I was taught when I was a
two
cheder.
madreges. Is Yaakov and Yisrael. Yaakov is Yud Ekev.
So it's not
Then is
considered a good
madrege
mitzvah.
b'chusa.
Not considered
Loshen
good
Ekev.
mitzvah.
Yisrael,
Dort ein Geruah. Eretz.
Madrege Naala.
Tzedakah.
V'zeh v'yoshev Yaakov, Madrege b'chusa be'ez megure Yoviv. Shemekayim ha-mitzvahs b'derech oiches masa v'oisa b'yodav. A person doesn't mitzvah all of it because that's what I saw by the Paul. That's what I was taught when I was a two cheder. madreges. Is Yaakov and Yisrael. Yaakov is Yud Ekev.
So it's not
Then is
considered
madrege b'chusa. Loshen Ekev. Yisrael,
Dort ein Geruah. Eretz.
Madrege Naala.
Tzedakah.
V'zeh v'yoshev Yaakov, Madrege b'chusa be'ez megure Yoviv. Shemekayim ha-mitzvahs b'derech oiches masa v'oisa b'yodav. A person doesn't mitzvah all of it because that's what I saw by the Paul. Yaakov, that's what I was taught when I was a cheder. Is Yaakov and Yisrael. Yaakov is Yud Ekev.
So it's not
Then is
considered
madrege b'chusa. Loshen Ekev. Yisrael,
Dort ein Geruah.
Eretz, Madrege Naala.
Tzedakah.
V'zeh v'yoshev Yaakov, Madrege b'chusa be'ez megure Yoviv. Shemekayim ha-mitzvahs b'derech oiches masa v'oisa b'yodav. A person doesn't mitzvah all of it because that's what I saw by the Paul. Yaakov, that's what I was taught when I was a cheder. Is Yaakov and Yisrael. Yaakov is Yud Ekev. So it's not considered madrege b'chusa. Loshen Ekev. Yisrael, dort ein Geruah. Eretz, Madrege Naala. V'zeh v'yoshev Yaakov, Madrege b'chusa be'ez megure Yoviv. Shemekayim ha-mitzvahs b'derech oiches masa v'oisa b'yodav. A person doesn't mitzvah all of it because that's what I saw by the Paul. Yaakov, that's what I was taught when I was a cheder. Is Yaakov and Yisrael. Yaakov is Yud Ekev. So it's not considered madrege b'chusa. Loshen Ekev. Yisrael, dort ein Geruah. Eretz, Madrege Naala. V'zeh v'yoshev Yaakov, Madrege b'chusa be'ez megure Yoviv. Shemekayim ha-mitzvahs b'derech oiches masa v'oisa b'yodav. A person doesn't mitzvah all of it because that's what I saw by the Paul. Yaakov, that's what I was taught.
Sheikh Soiv Gemara Chasima is very interesting, very potent to what we, the tkufa that we're standing now. We're coming to Chanukah. The Ike Soiv Gemara Chasima. Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Sukkot, Hoshana Rabbah, Simchas Torah, the ganze Avodah. The Gemara Chasima is a Chanukah. So we all still have a chance to change everything. One machshava toiva, one good tshuva changes everything. Like we know it says, "Ein mazel Yisrael." We're not controlled over the mazel, but through ma'asim toivim, through tshuva, through tefillah, we change everything. Im kein nuchal loyma shezeh merum b'psukim elu al derech zeh. Vayhi ki mishloish chadoshim. It's been past 3 months. Hainem Rosh Hashanah at Chanukah. That's the 3 months from Tishre, Cheshvan, Kislev. Chanukah is the end of Kislev. Shows Ike Gemara Chasima. Said Gemara Chasima is Zois Chanukah. So that's mamish 3 ganze Chadoshim. Al ken bo mekatrik al bnei Adam l'fnei boi olam baruch hu. So the mekatrik, the Satan comes up to Shemayim. Shumurum b'tevis Yehuda. The Eibishter is Merumas in Yehuda. Yud Kei Vav Kei and has the Dalad mitten. Yeah, that's has Shem Havaya. Loima, the Satan says to the Eibishter, Zonsa tomach ala secho. And Knesset Yisrael shadam so the Somor she mechuna b'shem Kala. So the Kala Knesset Yisrael Zonsa v'sara mechosh is straight from you. V'alcha'acha zenuno. She went after her taivas and after her shtusim. V'loi daila b'zeh. Not only that, sheholcha'acha taivas libohara. Not only did she follow the evil desires of her heart, she got me hora liznunim. Hora is b'chinas dveikus. She's connected in the highest form to the shtusim. And she me'atzma hidvuka tamid b'tavosa b'li shum goyrim lizeh. Stam. We spoke about it this week, more bariches, but in the morning, that we know that they say in America, you are what you eat. I think we mentioned it here also, but We had a arichas gishmus in the morning. You are what you eat. So the person eats healthy, he's healthy. The person fasts, so the food can't kill him. But lemaisa, you are what you eat. So also in the spiritual level, if a person eats with hataiva, like I repeated here once before, the Shlomo Kalina said they have Hasidim, Kalin, the daven Mishrayit, Mishrayit from daven and koides broken. So he said they have Hasidim that by davening they follow me step by step. Mistikim ta nishmas me koch me brent. They bring out the chol and they fall into the chol. Huh?
The kugel is like a good my kugel.
Oh, that I heard that from Shimai Zilberberg. He said, imagine that the person comes to a kiddush, he came late. Now the children is ice cold already. Who wants to eat it? Aber sie geht zu kochen, die kocht, dann brennt die Teive. Geschmack der children. He says kugel, the same thing. Same beginner. So when a person eats with a taiva, what happens with the food that we eat? It becomes purified in the system. Yes, the doctor, separated the good from the bad, and it becomes blood. The blood. So if a person eats basa taiva or any taiva, so our blood becomes dam taiva. So you lost the battle. Then the Ketzor comes and he does whatever he wants with you. He takes you like a puppet on a string. Shlep the charim. Okay, so burner, throwing Gehenim. There's nothing that pushed them to do this. On our own. Klal Yisrael on their own. They're connected to the Taivas. Steht weiter im Posuk. So she was taken out to be burnt, and she didn't want to embarrass him to say that it's from you. So what did she say? She took out, he left a mashkin by her, his stick and his ring, his chesemes. So she said to the person who owns this ring and this stick, he's the one that's responsible for this act. She won't embarrass him. The Gemara learns from that a person should rather let himself be thrown into fire than to embarrass somebody in public. Lamor. So the Eibishter says, "V'snaslu sheleves." Shesheker ona hasotan b'zeh shemekatig abnei Yodam. It's not true what the Satan is saying bad about Klal Yisrael. Hashem edvukim begoydel chukas l'tavas rois, that they are connected to the Taivas rois on their own. Ki emesu kach shrak leisha she'ele loi anoichi horo pirish anachnu amoy dvukim rak b'boyer lam baruchu shu mekar chesed. The isha she'ele loi, to the Eibishter, we are connected to the Eibishter. The gematria ele loi, ele is 36. And Loi is also 36. Together it's 72. 72 is the Shem, Yud Kei Vav Kei, B'milu Yudin. That's the middle that's called the Shem Ayin Beis. It's the Shem of Chesed. L'miyah she'ele Loi. Like it says a line before this, Shumakoyra Chesed. The Eibishter is Makoyra Chesed, the Gematria ele Loi. That's 72. Sometimes we fall into sin. We're busy. Everybody's busy. Everyone has their own pekel. But inside their heart, but the be'emes, every single yid. The Chassidish Sforim call it the Mogen Avram, the Pintel Yid, which is all deep in their heart. Balatani speaks about Barich is that if I feel the Shvachste Yid, if it'll come to Kiddush Hashem, they'll be ready to go into fire, as we saw by the Holocaust. When many Yidden, they weren't who knows what. Yeah. He went into Beis HaMikdash to take out the Kalim. recognize whose ring is this, whose choisem is this. Meramez al Hashem shel neres Chanukah, shechosim b'chesoma shel kohen gadol. We know that the pach shemen that they found, that one pach shemen, which is enough to burn for one day, and the mice had burned 8 days, it was chosim b'chesoma shel kohen gadol. So I once heard a very interesting insight from the Imre Emes. The Imre Emes, the son of the Sfas Emes, he said, "What's the kohen gadol? That was his job to chosim. That was his job to fill up the bottles of shemen and put his chosim on it. Mapiton." So he said that once upon a time, the kohen who was in charge of filling up the pach shemen, so the pach shemen they contained enough for one day, and they filled up containers. Then they put it away in storage. So one day the kohen that was filling up the containers was filling and filling, and wasn't filling up. So he called the kohen gadol. Says, something going on here, something weird. The kohen gadol says, "Min hashamayim, let's seal it." He put a seal on it, and that's the pach shemen that they found. Bapsilim, mi chasem is v'hapsilim. The chasem is the chasem of the kohen gadol. The psilim is the psiloi shel ner Chanukah. V'hamatem ramaz al kli shel ner Chanukah, the candle and the menorah in which we light the candles. K'yedua kitevas hamate ima koilel b'kemate kli. Kli is 60, and mate is 59. With the koilel, it's 60. Pesh meha mitzvahs ner Chanukah shanu mekayimim. Ki mitzvahs Chanukah kodesh. The mitzvah Chanukah that we mekayim, the mitzvahs Hashem, to light the candles, kasher tzivonu, like the Chachamim were mitzavos. Yirayim mefureshes. It's a clear distinction. She'anachnu hoilchem rak achar tzonech. V'chashukim yidvukim rak b'chov v'lo chas v'sholem, and anything else. We are connected to you. We have cheshik to be connected to you. Nothing else. But you see, sometimes we fall and we do negative tzonech. But be'emes, the Yid is heilig. The Yid is good. But the Yetzer Hara sometimes gets the better of us. But it doesn't mean that we're bad. In essence, we're good. The ex Yid is best with the best of goy. Yehuda, as we said before, Yehuda is the boy Olam. Tzodka mimeni. They're absolutely right. It's my fault. The Eibusher said, "Kavecha ani chayev b'zeh." Hayna boyer b'chu moide lehem she'em otzoitkim. The Eibusher says, "Moide Klal Yisrael is correct. Can yiroye she'emes hu she'em advukim ragbi." I know the truth. I know that the dovikim me. The fact that sometimes they do against my will. What's the Sheila? Sheila is Atiyov Shiloi, Mashiach. I didn't send the Mashiach. They didn't go 2,000 years. What do I expect from them? So Loima Tevis Sheila, Meramaz al Mashiach Sitkenu, Kimam because of Atiyov Shiloi, V'lo Yikasam, the bracha from Yehuda. Says Man Rav. It's been so long. So Nasati Masati Yosef L'Roya Nemon, Hu Mashiach Sitkenu, Shelva B'Meher B'Yameinu. Oh my Ken Yerusan. So Hashem says they're right. They have all the right, they have the correct kindness. I didn't send the Mashiach. They're sitting in Gola so many years, especially the Goyim, the Fafoil to Goyim, the corrupt. Manazeh, Shem Yerachim. Be'er Ma'im Chaim, Reb Chaim Chernowitzer. So Yaakov Avinu was sitting Be'eretz Megurei Oviv. V'yirachnu b'kamacha, b'perish Oinu Zal. The Mishnah says in Ovos, Havu ka'avodim hamashamish mesarav sheloi amanas lekabel pras. You should serve Hashem, you should serve your master, not in order to get rewarded. V'hei moed shamayim alechem, you should have, is it cold? V'hei moed shamayim alechem. V'shorish advav, the roots of this concept is ki ish hamaskil, the person who has seichel. He has a heart that understands. Katnes erkoi hadal v'hamitzor. He knows his real value, how small it is. Yiludisha, born basavadam, noitze metipes rucho, nivze v'nimos michoyisra avona. Versteht gut nicht. Mechusa Seichel. Mechusa Avodah, Mechusa Seichel. Mola Avodah Zipshoim. Every Yid Nebuch, we know that we have, unfortunately, we have plenty of Eris. So how can we go serve the Eibishter? We're so tiny. Even his malachim, Tehillah is the opposite of Tehillah. Even his malachim, you can't trust. In Mikolchke Meshoich about the Choymer, and Avada, even more so, us human beings who live in the Choymer, in the Gashmias, Vada, Yiru, V'yivchad Ma'oid, a person has to chapet zitter, Lagesh es lav, the way the Salakani is Baruch Shemoy. When you go serve the Eibishter, who am I to go serve the Eibishter? Imagine they give you the job to put the keser on the Eibishter's kavyochel, on the head. Of course, there's no any shum dimin klal, but the concept. Asher noida, it's known ki kol ha-Torah va-mitzvahs, the entire Torah and all the mitzvahs hem kisorim, they're crowns, lalois v'leishe b'rosh elakah. Every time he does a mitzvah, he puts a crown on the Eibishter kavyochel. Every time a person davens, a person does a chesed. HaKadosh Baruch Hu crowns himself with our Torah mitzvahs. Klal Yisrael, I pride myself with you, crown myself. From your maisim, from your mitzvahs, nasa pe'er v'Torah al roishi. Hashem says, Mamish, it crowns me. I crown myself with your good deeds. Umihu, who is the person, who is the boss of Adam? Who has the courage, who has the guts to go do such avodah ben chas v'sholem yavad avodah shelo kedas v'nochen. Maybe my avodah is not choshev enough to become a crown for the Eibishter. Ki kama v'kama zechiyas v'asiyas yistarach lasa zeh hasar agodl. Imagine if the big general was given now the tafkid, he's going to put the crown on the king's head, boss of Adam. How many schusim does he have to have, and how many good deeds does he need to get to that level? He is the one that's going to put the crown on the head of the melech. How much protection he has to have from his forefathers. He has to cleanse himself, cleanse his hands, cleanse his malbushim, his clothing, he shouldn't have the slightest blemish. He shouldn't defile the keser, the crown of the king, with his clothing, with his hands. How smart, how intelligent he has to be. He has to have a gewaltige mouth, a mouthpiece. That's the highest thing that one of the Sorim can have. Put the crown on the head of the king. And even more so, thousands of millions of times, a human being who's living in this world, the physical world, so a human being has the chus to go and serve the Melech Malach HaMelochim. When we stand and we daven, we do a mitzvah, we're crowning the Eibishter Kavyoch Melech Malach HaMelochim. How much das we should have, how much understanding. So when you go to do a mitzvah, you have to understand what the mitzvah is and do it with the biggest kavanah, with the biggest clarity. With the ganze koich and the ganze moich. With the cleanliness and the purity of the haras haguv v'halev, the purity of the heart and the body. And all his evorim, he has something that's not right by him. Because every place where there's a shtik lavera, I feel I need not chet. Ketzoya mamish, kemam chazal. Kol oiva avera achas, a person does one avera. Melafef esoy melichas aliyah madin. It carries him all the way till the Yom Adin. Even more so, Shura by Kikelev. You know that a dog is always busy, it runs to the master. I once heard from the Klezmer Gruvzach in the Ruch, he said that Pnei Ador ke Pnei Kelev. The Pnei Ador, the Pnei Ador, the leaders of the generation, are like the leaders of the Kelev. What's Pshat? He says if you ever notice, a guy walks on the street with his doggy. His doggy runs ahead, always runs ahead. But they'll always turn around and see what the boss is. Says the Heintige Balabatim, the Heintige leaders, they always look at what do the Balabatim want. Shurga Kikelev. But here, what? Oh yeah. People who speak, a person speaks with his mouth, so his mouth becomes totally defiled. With his filthy, dirty mouth. Now you're going to praise the Eibishter with their verschmutzigste mouth. Don't make sense. Don't make sense. Rahman al-Islam big time. So he gives a marshal. What is this similar to? The Adam, a human being, a mensch, imagine you're going to give a gift to the leader of your country. $1 million. We're talking about you're going to the White House, you have an appointment with the White House to bring him a Chanukah gift. These delicious, more delicious breads, hazakim and akim esoilis menupa, or shamanid vorm tayv meyofim v'noim, or other beautiful things. Umaniach amincha loz al karam meluchleches metine v'tzoya lekuchem besakise. So imagine you take the potty that your baby uses every day, and you bring the gift in that potty to the melech. Vadai shiyushlach mechosai al ponov. Not only will they throw it back to his face, what's wrong with you? This is how you bring a gift to a king?
It wouldn't make it past the security.
Yeah, it wouldn't make it past security. So imagine the same thing is here. A person who defiles his mouth with all kinds of evil talk, whatever it may be. And then with that mouth, that schmutzige mouth, he's going to praise the Rebbeinu Shalom. From all this that we just spoke about, you can see שיש לאדם לירה ולפחד ברעד המש אחת מהציטר ורסס וחלחולה בגיש לעשות אחת במצווה Hashem. When you're going to do a mitzvah, how a person has to tremble. I'm sure you people have heard of the Amshnaver Rebbe. Some of you have heard of the Amshnaver Rebbe. So I had the schus of being several times noichach, the way he davens, the way he says the bracha. Every time he says the Shem Hashem, his whole body tzitters. Mamash a pacha to see how he davens. You can't see his whole davening because he davens b'yichidus, he davens the whole day. But I was by Kriyas HaTorah a couple of times. The way he says B'rich Shemei, the pacha that he has, davening for Hashem, it's mamash only v'noira. The Amshnaver Rebbe in Yerushalayim. He's maybe 2-3 years older than me, but he's been like that for many years. If you see that, you understand what he's talking about. Maybe he's doing the mitzvahs not b'kedusha, but holiness and cleanse and b'tahara. V'zikich haguf haro'oi l'melech hakoved, which is proper for melech hakoved. U'mincha lo yirotza miyodoi. It's not acceptable. V'alponei yashlichu lo'ima, yashlichenu lo'ima, they throw it back to his face. They're going to say to him, ha'krifeinu l'pechosecho, hayitzcho, hayisaponecho. This is what you bring to your higher authority. And even in the best situation, you're doing the mitzvah takalama shezogin yom mit kavona shtel tzadavan and geist the mikveh koidem. Everything is good. Even in the highest form, I'm creating the keser for the Eibishter. They sit on the head of Kaviochel, the Eibishter, Hashem Tzvok HaShemoy. When a person does avodas Hashem on that level, he's not expecting any reward. A person is ready, will be ready to give his entire life only for the fact imagine that you get the opportunity to be mishamash a big tzaddik, just to be close to him, to see his avodah. You expect reward for that? I'm ready to pay whatever you want for that. That's why the Tana said in Mishnah Novus, you should be like the servants who serve their master. You want reward? The schus that you have just for being able to do it. Not only do you not expect a reward, you should have you should tremble in fear. Maybe I'm not worthy. I didn't do it right. I didn't do it proper 100% right. That's the tshuva that a person has to do before every mitzvah that he does. So a person should cleanse himself and do tshuva properly before he has the schus of putting the keser on the Eibishter Kavyochel. We all know that mitzvah kibbud av v'eim g'doyle l'moed. Shehishvi kvoidon chvod hamakom baruch hu. We know that the mitzvah kibbud av v'eim is so choshev in Shemayim that the Chazal compared it to the kavod of the Eibishter. V'afile Eisa v'rosho, afile Eisa was given a rosho am Chazal shadois l'shamish esoviv. When he came to serve his father, he used to take the fanciest clothing that he had. If Esav went with the nicest clothing, is Yaakov Avada Navada last mitzvah kibbud av v'eim b'yeser oiz v'tzatzum b'chol yicholtoi. He went to do the mitzvah of kibbud av with the ganze brem, with the ganze knack. Because as the Chazal compared it to the kavod of the Eibishter. The mitzvah kibbud av is a mitzvah, it's a commandment of the Eibishter. So for definitely Yaakov Avinu, when he went to do a mitzvah, he did it with the ganze hidur. And after he did the mitzvah, okay, and therefore says in the pasuk Yosef be'eretz Canaan, when he lived in Eretz Canaan, Chutz Loretz, why did he live there? Because he wanted to be next to his father. Neshekibid, the Yiras Aviv, Yisayeu, Lavoide, V'likdusha v'tahara, built Yisubana mitzvah yimin usmoil. Avachut asayre. But because living next to the father, he'll have the fear from his father, the respect for his father, and therefore he'll do his avodas Hashem, B'kdusha v'tahara, not to stray from the mitzvah, right or left, even the slightest bit. He lived next to his father, be'ez megurei oviv, dosh from pachad. Even after he respected his father to the highest level, maybe he didn't do the mitzvah 100% correctly. That's why he wanted to sit next to his father. He was humbled next to his father to the father's degree. Chaim. 928? Mamish? Huh? Yeah? Okay. We have... 8:35. Really? 8:35? Huh? 928? Do we have afters today? Zit de kiko met Gitte Sachen? Oh yeah? Donderdag nacht, do we have l'chaim too? There's shishi, we have to have l'chaim. So I mentioned off camera. I mentioned it for those who are seeing it online. Huh? No? I want them to see it. We said it off camera. That every Thursday night, the Rebbe Zechatzadi B'Kudosh L'Brucha used to make a l'chaim. And he said, in his chus von der Goysen Abshulam, the Abshulam Shachna, the Heilige Rish in his Fute, so man soll gesagt, es freilichen Shabbos. Hat geheißen, redet mit Tisch im Bank, der Chassidim haben gesagt, der Tisch in der heilige Tisch hat geführt, in der Bank, ich der Bank Shabbos der Katze Daibishter. The second l'chaim he said, in his chus von Pinchas Koretzer. Yeah? Pinchas Koretzer? What? Yeah. No, the cousins are sorry. So something ist nicht gestimmt. Es ist von so beper der Cousins, der heilige Cousins der Magid, sind alle krank kommen auf Yerushalayim. So everyone needs a for Yerushalayim and es von der heilige Tzadikim. The food and Yeshua is for everyone. We should have a freilich of the Hoyben Shabbos. We're going into Chanukah. It says that the oiris of all the why do we the Be'er Chaim speaks about Barichas. He says why do we Tzodek also? Why do we bench Chodesh on Shabbos? Chodesh is going to be coming Shabbos and Sunday. Why do we bench Chodesh on Shabbos? What's it does? It's because all the hashpos of the entire week come down on Shabbos. My name is Vachon Kashita Yomim Niloin. All the Sheishes Yomim, the brachas that they get. So the kedusha of Rosh Chodesh is already the Shabbos before. That's when Shabbos HaGodel. Why do we celebrate Shabbos HaGodel? It's the only yontiv, the only thing that we commemorate on the Shabbos before Pesach. What's the theme of the Shabbos? They should have said it was a Yud Nisan. It's said on the 3rd of my birthday. Yeah, so they should have celebrated like all the Yom Tovim. All Yom Tovim were celebrated on the day of the Chodesh. What's it anders? Because when they did when they tied the celibate office, tied it to the bed, the karamite, and it was mecking the whole Shabbos. Mashiach gemacht the Mitzrayim. So that was the beginning of the Nes. The koyach of the Nes was already in the Shabbos. So therefore we celebrate. Allah Shbues B'nim Shabbos. Jedach Bruches auf a ganze Woche. L'chaim. A freilichen, lechtigen Shabbos.